gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
The breaking news this morning, a horrific night of gun violence in New York City. More than a dozen people shot. One of the victims has died. The violence included two separate shootings in the Bronx. A young woman shot in the leg while walking her dog, and then a mother and daughter hurt when gunfire erupted at a bodega. That's where Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon is live this morning. Crotona Park East section this morning. Sonia.
Mike, good morning. These were two shootings, and police believe they were related within a few minutes of each other. They think one or two people, possibly on bicycles, were firing at each other, not at these victims. There is a bullet hole in this bodega behind me here on Southern Boulevard and Jennings Street, where a 46-year-old woman and her 13-year-old daughter were shot at around 8:45 last night. They were inside. The shooter or shooters were outside. The mom was grazed in the chest. The girl shot in the leg. They are expected to be okay. And we've heard from a couple of neighbors this morning just feeling disgusted that you can't feel safe in the corner store.
We tired of our family members getting killed out here. We are starting to speak up. We have to speak up. We have to protect our children. We have to protect our family members because we are tired of burying our children.
And that shooting in the bodega only a few minutes after a 22-year-old woman walking her dog was shot and wounded in the leg a few blocks away. She is expected to be okay too, but police think the same person or people with guns on bikes were responsible. These shootings among at least 13 around the city last night.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Bloody and deadly weekend in New York City. Gun violence, the epidemic that is caused by shots, not cured by them. 18 people shot over the weekend in this city, 5 of them killed. Tonight we talked to one of them, one of the people injured, a teenage tourist shot while inside a bodega in the Bronx. Eyewitness News reporter NJ Burkett live in Midtown. He spoke exclusively to one of those victims. NJ.
Right, Bill, when you look at the entire period of the weekend, in fact, 26 people were shot, including a mother and her 13-year-old daughter. They were tourists from San Antonio, Texas. You know, they were here in New York City for barely 24 hours when they were nearly killed trying to buy a half-gallon of milk.
It was very scary.
For 13-year-old Jahaili Duran, survival is measured in millimeters. One of the bullets struck her left thumb, the other grazed her neck and could have been fatal. She was in this corner bodega with her family at 8:45 last night when she heard gunshots from a young man riding past on a bicycle.
I just see a guy run right past me with the white shirt and like little braids, right? And I was like, why is he running? And then in like seconds, I hear like a bullet, and I go down and I just run to the back, and I'm yelling, Mom, 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 right? And I just see my siblings, they're all crying. And then my dad notices that my hand's bleeding, and then that's when I saw my thumb, that I got shot.
Jahaili credits her mother, Beatriz Jimenez, for shoving her to the floor and saving her life. Beatriz told us a third bullet grazed her arm. She and her daughter were just 2 of 26 people wounded in a weekend of gun violence in New York. Over the weekend, there were 18 shootings citywide, with 26 victims, which was only slightly more than the same weekend last year. Overall, shootings are down so far this year by just over 10%, and the number of shooting victims is down just over 7%. The mayor says that's obviously not good enough.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. So it is what it is.